Hello all and welcome to another video in my journey to 1 million Gamerscore series. And September 2020 has passed, so it's time to bring to you September 2020's update. Yes, previously I've been doing these in two parts, but we're trying a little bit of a new format at the moment. And that is basically we're going to do them once a month now. And we're just pretty much going to talk completions plus gloss over anything else that I've either enjoyed playing or got a large chunk out of easily. But with regards to the completions, we're going to go into those in a bit more detail. But this series is always open to suggestions and your opinions, so please comment section below if you prefer the old way where I do talk about everything, or you prefer this new way in which I just bring you the completions, because I feel like that's what a lot of the audience that watch these videos are about. So with that, let's pop over to the gaming tab and show you the completions that I got in September 2020. Now, there weren't many, but they were some solid ones and they were largely easy as well. I did start off the month by playing a little bit more Battletoads. Got a couple of more achievements out of that, but that one is not going to be easy in the sense that some are just not easy, but also you're going to need some 3-player co-op achievements in which they can only be done locally as of time of recording. I do hope they patch that. Next up is Rusty Gun. Now, it's been a while since I played this. There's trouble with doing these monthly now. As you'll see, it was the 7th there. And I remember doing this in one night and it did not take long at all. It was very easy. Now, some of these levels, unfortunately, or some of these achievements is what I meant to say, unfortunately, end in odd numbers. I think there was one up there, look, 51, 52. But luckily enough, because it was an easy completion, which I was able to, I believe, sit down in one night and finish it. Yep, they're all on the 7th. Then I wasn't too bothered about it. I mean, some of the bosses might take a little bit of learning the pattern, and these levels where you have to complete a level on a boat and things like that, they do just happen naturally. Perform 50 slides. That can, once you've been taught that ability or it tells you how to do that, you can just spam that out on the spot. Found a calendar. Now, I do believe there's one of these in every level, and I found one by accident. So I do believe finding one, which is all that achievement requires, isn't going to be too hard for most people. Apart from that, as I say, yeah, killing first, but died 15 times. That is pretty much going to happen, even though it's an easy game. You know, there's going to be a bit of trial and error in some sections in which you may die a few times. And killing 150 enemies in 200 jumps is very easy to just happen. Just remember that there is achievements like this. Don't talk, just crouch till you drop 44 times to be exact. And there we go, another odd achievement there. Look, killed 72 enemies for 72 Gamerscore. Don't we just hate all of that? 50 bottles. There are bottles everywhere. As you see, that's one of the very early achievements that I unlocked. And I did actually do this over 3 days. I am going for an achievement a day at the moment, and I probably strategically planned it like that. But overall time of playing this game and getting the completion, I do believe, was only around about an hour. So yeah, killing your first enemy, there's a 10G achievement that you'll pop straight away, and everyone that's played this game has managed to do that, as well as killing 30 enemies and finding 50 bottles. And in fact, we don't lose the 100% until we get up to kill the first boss. Now, if I remember rightly, out of all the bosses, I think the first one, achievement wise, gave me the most trouble. The car level was a little bit annoying from what I can remember, but there we go. Second boss, third boss, level on the skateboard, fourth boss, level on boat, and then complete the game. So you do have to complete the game to get all achievements, but it's not that tough. Just a tiny, I was going to say a little bit time consuming, but yeah, an hour. I mean, call it hour to 2 hours to be safe. But it was a fun game from what I can remember. I did actually enjoy playing it as well. Played Double Kick Heroes through Game Pass. This is going to be an extremely tough completion. It's a music and rhythm game where you tap the buttons at the bottom of the screen to fend off some zombies trying to attack your car as you're driving. I played it for a couple of hours and only got 60G out of it, so if you're a completionist, then that is one to dodge, certainly time wise. Finally got myself a copy of Green Day Rock Band. I do absolutely love Green Day, big fan of Green Day. Played through 2 out of 3 set lists of that and unlocked 120G in about 4 hours. Above that is a cute 'em up called, I want to say Takotan or Takotan, so I'm hoping one of those two pronunciations is right. As I say, it's a shoot 'em up, it's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. It's a lot of fun, and it's very pretty to look at as well. So we'll go through the achievements in order that I got. So 50 enemies, collect 12 green diamonds. You'll notice there's a few of these. Collect 12 yellow diamonds. Now, when you shoot a diamond, it actually changes colour. So, I mean, for a while you can just play it and until a couple of them unlock, and then you can work out which colours you're missing, because as you'll see in a minute there are more colours, and then you can focus on the colours that you need. That is a boss, I do believe, and there we go. We've got purple diamonds, 500 enemies, pretty much going to be progressional on your playthrough. There we go, there's the reds, there's the violets, 1,000 enemies, so yeah, that might take a little bit of grinding but not too much. Defeat Sticky Treat, another boss to do there. Collect 12 cakes, they are power up through the levels, keep an eye out for those, grab those, as is the Gashapon capsules, which I do believe give you the opportunity to change your weapon, which you don't have to take. It will tell you which weapon you can change to out of the one you're currently using, bottom left hand corner I believe, and you press left or right bumper to switch to that weapon. Some of the weapons are rubbish, like do not use the yo-yo. It's powerful, but its range is ridiculously short, as you can imagine. There's defeating another boss. There's collecting a total of diamonds, 250 diamonds. That took a little bit of grinding out. The only thing I can add about this game is you don't actually have to get to the final boss and beat the game. You can get all the achievements, because this boss here, whereas the Mechanoid, is actually the second to last boss, so you don't actually have to finish the last 2 levels to get the full 1000G out of it. But it's such a fun game that I do advise that you play it in its entirety, because yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. So yep, I can highly recommend Takatan as a game and for easy game score. Okay, so what have we got above that? We have Zeno Crisis. Now, I must admit, I wouldn't have 405G out of this. I'll probably have half that if I didn't input the the cheat to bring up the level select. That input does evade me right now, but it's very, very easy to look up. There's one for every platform that it was released on. However, if you do that, you won't get the achievement for beating the game. It kind of nullifies that, but you will get all the achievements for finishing each individual specific level. It'll also help you get the achievements for defeating so many enemies and other things like that. I do believe it also negates getting an S rank on levels as well. I was able to get an S level rank on one level by then playing on easy, but it's not making. Oh, yes, it's making yourself invincible. That negates the achievements. So you can set achievements to infinite ammo and infinite bombs. But as long as you're not invincible, put that achievement on. You can then get S ranks out of the levels. You could also put max continues on as well, which I highly recommend. But yeah, if you want to blast through the game, put all the cheats on, and you could get yourself around about, I think, 380. But then that one S rank achievement put me on about 405. Put me on exactly 405. Hotshot Racing. This one is a lot of fun. This one was added to Game Pass, and it is exactly what it looks like in the thumbnail. It's sort of that arcadey racer that looks like that. Put a lot of time into it. I finished all the tracks on all the circuits on normal, and then I was very fortunate to have a couple of friends online, in which we then got paired up in an online match together without anybody else joining, so we could manipulate some of the other achievements, like win a race by reversing over the line, which you will not do against the AI, I don't think. I think that will need some online boosting. But a really, really fun game. The only thing about it is you'll need to win a race with every character on expert, and that is super difficult because the AI, no matter how well you drive, always seem to be behind you, even if you're in the lead. So it seems to have that catch-up thing attached to it, but it seems to be really badly balanced. Okay, it didn't actually play any Forza Horizon 3. I accidentally started it up without the disc in, but it registered it as there. Active Neurons 2. Now, there is an Active Neurons, hence why this one is called 2, the stating the obvious there. But this one is purely easy because you can actually... Each of these is for finishing a world as such, which has 10 puzzles within it, and then when you finish the last one, you invent something as such. Like, I think that last one's actually a secret achievement, so the secret achievement is actually just finishing the last world, which is world 12 of 12. So yeah, all of them, I was going to say, for doing the puzzle now, I didn't use any help until about world 6, and then I just wanted to get through the game. Because what you can do, and it's just like the first game, is with every puzzle, you can just press Y, and the Y button while you're on the puzzle will then give you the solution of finishing. You can input it, and it won't sort of negate completing the puzzle. It will still let you finish the puzzle, move on to the next one, and count it as a tick and whatever. It doesn't affect achievements or your progression in any way by pressing Y and looking at the solution. Or to make it even easier, I think somebody on every level has put a solution on true achievements in which you don't even have to press the Y for solution, because that could be a bit annoying to remember, especially the later levels when they get really long to remember. Although you can learn in phases. You can learn a phase and then move your square to that phase that you've remembered, and then watch the solution again, and then try and remember from where you've got on the solution and a little bit more. and you can go back to where you were, and it won't have put you back to the beginning. So again, this can be mega easy. The only thing that makes this a little bit more difficult than the first one is there are now sections where you have to wait for things to move and hit things in the right manner. So if you use the inputs online, the solutions are true achievements. Some of them can be misleading, even though they are right, if that makes sense. But yeah, good couple of hours to do this, because even with using solutions and that, just because it is that long. But I enjoyed it up to a certain point, and then I just was like, yeah, I just want to get this done now. So the fact you could check out solutions by pressing Y and go on True Achievements and check out the inputs without even looking at the screen, even though some of you will want to look at the screen because you'll need to wait for things. The brackets are there telling you what to do on True Achievements. Yep, this one, again, just not too bad. Okay, so what else have we got completion-wise? This is an isometric sort of twin-stick shooter. This one won't be an easy completion, although it is fun. It's one of those where the more you upgrade your ship, the easier it becomes. There are 4 ships, and of course there are achievements tied to all of the ships. Expect to see this one perhaps crop up in the next update for October, and have a few more achievements unlocked, hopefully. Tamiku, I hope that's pronounced correctly there as well. This one, super easy. Basically, finish all the levels. There aren't many of them. I think, are there 11, or was there any miscellaneous? Complete a bonus level, so I think there's 10 levels in a bonus level. Again, the bonus level will be thrown at you. Oh no, there's even less than that, because exploding a blue balloon and exploding a red balloon are achievements. Super easy. The blue ones just explode by you walking into them. The red balloons, you will have to, like in the thumbnail there, you will actually have to stand next to it and tap the button about 4 or 5 times, so that you basically inflate it yourself and pop it rather than just walking into it. And again, all of these stages, and they're not too difficult, to be honest with you. If you progress on through, say, the barrel stage, and you've lost 2 lives, you go into the limbo maze, and then you've only got 1 life and you've lost it. Then when you press continue, you then restart from that stage, but then it gives you all your lives back. So you don't, you carry over lost lives, but if you die, you then start with a fresh batch of lives, and you could just start again, and that then just makes it quite easy. I think it took me a couple of runs on the last level because it got a little bit more intricate. You can't walk about in places as much as you want, and it was just a little bit trickier. But on this one, or on this game, I should add that I didn't realise till about 2 or 3 levels in, you can walk through the edge of the screen and to the other side along, so there is a little bit of wall blocking it there. If you look at that thumbnail I've got highlighted there, the bottom row is a wall each side, so you can't walk through the edge of the screen, but as you'll see in rows 2 and 3, you can. So yeah, not too bad a game, to be honest with you. Fun game as well, super easy completion, easily in under an hour, to be honest with you. Easily under an hour. I think it took me about 45 minutes. And even that was being slow. Okay, these aren't new. I just had a good friend visit me, and we played some of these. I remember Aero Fighters 3 not being too bad, and one of the completions, or a couple of the achievements even, in that being quite tricky point margins to get. Play some Dodonpachi Resurrection finally. This one is going to be tough, certainly for a completion, but to get any more out of this, say, than 300 to 400, you're going to have done really, really well. A lot of the ones I've got there are just through play through the game really, beating bosses, and then I play through the game with all 3 ships, which is a 20G achievement per ship. I got an achievement for picking up an extra life, and as I say, for beating all bosses as I played through my first run as well, was achievements as well. So a lot of fun. I do love my shooters, but this one is definitely the toughest of the 3 I've played so far. I got about somewhere between 600 to 700 out of both Death Smiles and Akai Katana. Those ones are a bit more forgiving on achievements. Again, this is just playing games with my good friend Eddie visiting from up north. He was playing some Cyberlip, and the point margins I haven't got that are super tough. They're all in high score mode. All of them in high score mode, all 3 margins, and 1 is in caravan mode. Yeah, he just played through normal mode, so no achievements were unlocked by somebody else, which has never happened on my profile and never will. We played some ACO Neo Geo's Twinkle Star Sprites, which I have played in the past before he played it with me, unlocked the full 1000G. This one is one of those ones that is a Neo Geo game that is really easy. I can remember it was so easy that I stacked it on the Windows 10 under half an hour. Okay, and then finally Golf Zero. That little thumbnail for the game there is pretty much a very good depiction of what you can do. This one a little bit tricky in phases. So basically, this little dude here, you've got platforming elements in it, and then you jump and you sort of go into a slow mo, and then you can aim the golf ball and basically fire it, and then you've got to get it dropped into a hole. So yeah, dying the first time, that was an easy achievement, so I just thought, do you know what, let's just run off the first gap, get that one done and out of the way, which is exactly what happened. And then the first level is super easy, so I got a gold medal in that first level. And obviously finishing the first level as well, and then you get a load of sort of progressional achievements because you just sort of have to play through up to and including level 41 to get all achievements. So level 6, they're not too difficult at this point. Overcome your first enemy and complete level 7. Again, that is just finishing the level. There are enemies on it. You can actually jump on them. It will kill them. The hit detection is a little bit off, so you have to get your jump a little bit more accurate than you would like to. But apart from that, yeah, that was super easy. Complete level 9 using only one ball. So yeah, just remember that is a thing when you're playing through. And I remember it's not actually that tough. I found a very sneaky way of just doing it very easy. I mean, you can always check the solution online for that one should you struggle. I think there are plenty out there already. So complete level 14, that's the first time you have a button involved, which is why it's in the thumbnail there. All you have to do is touch that with anything, with a ball or yourself, and the buttons will get activated. Complete level 22, that's the first one we have the chasing boulder, which is depicted in the thumbnail for the achievement there. And as it is, complete your first level with a cart. Now this is where it starts to take a little bit longer because the levels start getting tougher and there's a lot of trial and error and exploring. Like I say, you can do platforming before you get near the hole. In fact, in some levels you will have to do a lot of platforming until you get to the hole, so don't think that you should see the hole straight away because you may have to do a little bit of exploring. So it took a while to get level 31 and get that done. It took quite a while to get from level 31 to 41 and then get that done. I remember once I actually got to level 41, level 41 wasn't that difficult. That's the first level where it introduces the element of, and that's why it's called racing, and you can see the little sort of purpley pink dude behind me in the thumbnail. They're chasing me because the level is basically beating him to the hole and get the ball in the hole as well. So yeah, but basically you've got to get the ball in the hole before he does, and that first level racing isn't too tough. It's just getting to it is. So all in all, I think this one sort of drops in between. I was going to say an hour to an hour and 2 hours, but I'm going to narrow it down to an hour and a half and 2 hours, maybe even creeping over the 2 hours because of those later levels getting a little bit trickier. But for what it was, it's actually quite a fun game, not too bad at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the completions and a little bit else of what I've done in the month of September 2020. Please let me know if you do like this new format. Please hit a thumbs up, that always helps the channel. That is pretty awesome if you do that. So I think that just finally leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. And as always, please do take care.